Hi guys, and welcome to Fox House Creations, where we are again looking at food. Um, I have had so many issues this week with cameras and shadows and lights. I'm going to give this a brief try. I'm not going to give up just yet, but I will tell you this whole camera business has me really frustrated. So I'm trying to get a good angle of the food, not me, the food, and let's see if I can get it there. And then I had shadows and just you name it, I've had issues. Now, I was talking about green beans. Sorry about my big hand. Okay, up here, if I can get it, those are Play-Doh green beans. And they were made, like, obviously with Play-Doh. And I was saying, you guys have to let these, let me get a good picture, you have to let those dry out. And then when they have dried out, you have to polyurethane them. These, if I can get it into view, are actually green chilies, and if you're familiar with the Southwest, then everybody knows what green chilies are. These are just examples. I'm not by any means finished with them. These are just examples, like I said. Right here, these will be red chilies, and I actually did complete a couple of them, and I'll show you. They look sort of rudimentary, but if you compare them to a real green chili, I can get the shadows off of that, guys. See, that's a real red chili, excuse me. That is, and they're lumpy and they're bumpy and they're odd shaped. And so you can create that by pinching your Play-Doh and moving it and manipulating it so that it does look like a red chili. Um, this one looks almost like a pickle, but I was just working on him, flattening him, and we're going to give him some character. Sometimes they peel up, and I'll get my big fingers out of the way. Sometimes they peel up, and they're never uniform in shape, and they'll have a bunch of, and even some will have that tear in them, like you see in mine. Well, maybe if I could get focus, so you'll see the tear in there. They're not always perfect, and we're going to do these up. The pretty ones will go in what we call a ristra, and you just look those up, and it is corn husk done to tie them. So before they go in the oven to bake, I will take a needle and thread, and I will pierce them at the top so that when they're finished, this would be the top, that when they're finished, I think I picked the oldest red clay I had. When they're done, they'll have that hole through them so that you can string them and make the ristra. I have one somewhere that I've almost finished, and if I can, I'll get that back out and show it to you. So there's the red chili that we'll be working on, and I'm going to go back and forth between the shoddy camera. I'd like to use a different word. Instead of D's, I'd like to put T's in there, but that's not good etiquette. So that's where we're at, and I used an extractor, and I think part of the problem is this clay is kind of old, but basically, like I said, you're just gonna make lumps and bumps in it and kind of flatten it out. It does not have to be special for red chili, and it's pretty easy to do. Form one end. Boy, I hope when this comes up, this shadow isn't there. You'll just be twisting those. Again, these are gonna go in a bag. They'll be in an actual Southwest style, probably gunny sack, I'm thinking. And they'll be open. So you're only going to see parts of them sticking up, I think. If not, then like I said, I'm going to go ahead and pierce all of them with the needle in the event that I decide they're going to be on a ristra. So there's that one. And I will finish all of these the same way, basically. Like I said, you never get the same. Oh, this awful camera. You never get the same shape. A chili is as unique as a snowflake in bends and creases and turns. So there again is that. And if I can get this camera to behave next week, I would really like to work on some clay canes. And I just do not like, I don't like this camera, I gotta say. So let me get the clay a little softer and we'll reform it. So again, doesn't have to be perfect, it's just gonna be like so. And once they're done, we will be making some changes to them, and you can draw some indentions and give them some shape. Like I said, some of them are torn, some of them aren't, and we'll work on that. Okay, at about the 10-minute mark, guys, I'm going to try to upload this, and hopefully I'm not doing all of this discussion for nothing. I am uploading some other videos with my trusty little Android phone, and hopefully that'll work. So there again, like I said, we've got this nice textured chili. They're all different sizes and shapes. They're all different thicknesses and thinness, and you'll see some of them are broke like that and flat, and then some of them just turn out, I was over here making it, sorry guys, some of them just turn out beautiful. Okay, so these I don't think that I'm going to do too much with, other than get them made. I probably will come back and paint them a little darker with some like a reddish brown, because even though they somewhat resemble red chilies, they're really, look at this guys, they're really not red chili color. Red chili color is much darker. So, and I'll play around with the contrast and whatnot on this video too when I edit it. So we're nearing the 10-minute mark, guys, and I'm gonna see if I can't get that loaded. There's another one. I'll just flatten them, and these guys will hang out there with the green beans until it's time to bake them. But these are part in Southwest, as I said earlier, we actually look for an occasion to have red chili. My father-in-law can really make the best red chili I've probably ever tasted, and I have a co-worker, her husband makes one of the best red chilies I've ever eaten. And as far as I'm concerned, his fudge is the best. Okay, so we are at about 8 minutes here. I realize that makes for a short video, but when you're making the clay and you're doing all of this stuff, it really does seem like a lot longer. Okay, that one's a little pitted. I need a smaller tool on this one. Here we go. Make a nice little line, because a lot of them are creased when you see them. They'll have several creases in them. Just kind of roll that out. I'll take a larger one. And in the next video, I want to show you guys how to use popsicle sticks or something of that nature to get your clay rolled out if you don't have a pasta machine the way I do. Now, when you're making stuff like this, though, you don't really want uniform thickness. You actually want this differences. So some of these will have some nice pitting. Now this one's, like I said, it's torn, but I'm going to leave it that way. Because like I said, you'll get halves. When you get these halves, you want to break it. Kind of tear it up on the end. And maybe even indicate that it is hollow on the inside. I can open that up. And when you bake it, it will stay. I don't know if you can see, but it'll remain hollow. And on the ends, oops, well, we're going to leave that one broken. So again, because it's broken, it's going to be hollow. Be able to see into that chili, and we want to tear it up on the end. No chili breaks that pretty. So we'll go all the way through. And this side will be hollow and somewhat torn up. So that will look like a broken chili. Squish it down just a bit. So pretty much, there's the green chili, folks. I'm going to go ahead and take the time, stop here and upload this video. And when we come back, I think we'll be working on, these green beans are pretty dry. We'll maybe darken those up. And there's that red chili. And I think maybe I'll work on some dark green chilies. But for the most part, we are done on the red chilies, guys. And I really, really, really want to get this loaded before it goes into too much time, because the longer the video, the longer it takes. Okay, guys, bye-bye and happy crafting.